Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, and on the panel this evening is two of St Pius' finest, Bridgeman and Big Stevie for the drum. How we doing, boys?
Good evening. How are we? All right, Bridgeman. Listen to this man, St Pius.
St Pius, aye. Can I say a big good evening to you two guys? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, Big Stevie, what did you make of that?
Pius, did he say he's been to St Pius?
Oh, once or twice, mate. Most like taking the lead off the roof. What did you make of yesterday, big man?
Absolutely fantastic. Well, ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. We never let up. We always said a few times on the show, past shows, that somebody was going to take a wee bit of a doing. And unfortunately for Hamilton, they're just lucky we stopped at 8. If there were any more time in that game, that could have been on and on. Absolutely brilliant for the Bears. And, I mean, the scorers, 4 different scorers again, absolutely brilliant, So, over the moon, totally over the moon. I'm over the moon at their application that they didn't do the Rangers of old. They're 4 all day, we'll chuck it off time. The boys went out and done the business, And, happy days. Happy days.
Well, is that happy, Big Stevie? Do you think it'd be a good time to hear the view from a bridge?
I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I hope he's getting his inhaler with his 8 goals.
Get yourself in mute. We're going to
go the
view from the bridge.
Take anymore. View from the bridge. Can't take anymore.
Well, welcome everybody to a view from the bridge. And what a marvellous day for us yesterday. And let me just start off to say it was a fantastic game, a wonderful 8-0 result for our team. Us fans are still buzzing. Every player was in top form. Well done to them all. Right from the off, Rangers were really up for it, and in the first 15 minutes we pressurised the Ackies continuously, creating quite a few chances and half chances. We looked really good. In 16 minutes, Jermaine Defoe stole possession just inside the Ackies half and played a brilliant reverse pass to Kent. He ran on, picking up the ball and squaring it for Arfield to smash the ball home with a low shot, 1-0 to the famous. In 18 minutes, Tav picked up a pass from Defoe near the corner of the penalty box and put in a great cross for Roof to head home, 2-0 to the famous. On 19 minutes, Kent picked up the ball inside the Rangers half and started a brilliant passing move, finding Arfield, who in turn sent in a great pass into the box for Aribo, who sidestepped the Ackies defenders and got his shot in to score with the help of 2 small deflections, 3-0 to the famous. On 36 minutes, a Taff cross went right across the 6-yard box and Roof picked up the loose ball and passed it out to Aribo on the edge of the box. He took 2 steps, got a shot in, which was deflected over the goalkeeper into the net. 4-0 to the famous. Half-time, 2 substitutions were made. Bassey was on for Barisic and Zungu on for Jack. On 54 minutes, a Kent cross from the left nearly reached Defoe at the back post, but the ball hit the post and back out across the face of the goal, and Roof had an easy chance to score. 5-0 for the famous. On 62 minutes, Bassey was charging down the left, sent in a lovely crossfield pass to Defoe, who in turn sent another great pass in for Barker to score from 15 yards. 6-0 to the famous. On 65 minutes, a lovely passing move from inside the Rangers half saw Golson find Roof with a 30-yard pass, who in turn played a great pass into the path of Defoe, who strode into the box and was upended by the Ackies player, Oderfin. Definite penalty kick, up steps Tav and scores from the spot, 7-0 to the famous. On 69 minutes, Barker was going down the left, sent in a lovely pass across the 18-yard line to Arfield, who in turn passed to Roof, who got in a good shot that was blocked by the keeper, and the loose ball ran out and was pounced on by Tav to score again, 8-0 to the famous. The 2 subs that came on at half-time fitted right into the team seamlessly. Well done to them both. Final score, 8-0 to the famous. Player by player. Rangers players. McLaughlin, 7 out of 10. He had nothing to do the whole game. Tavernier, 9, totally outstanding. Goldson, 8. Balogun, 8. Barisic, 7. He was subbed at half-time. Arfield, 8. Jack, 7. Subbed at half-time. Aribo, 8. Roof, 9. Best game in a Rangers shirt. Defoe, 8. Kent, 8. Had a really great game. Subs, Bassey, 7. Was tremendous. And Zungu, 7. Wow. What a great player that's going to be if it turns out that way. Man of the match was Tav, followed by Roof and then Kent. Match stats. Possession, 77% Rangers, 23% to Hamilton. Shots on target, 14 for Rangers. Shots off target, 10 for Rangers. And by the way, 0 for Hamilton. They never got a shot at all. Corners, 7 for Rangers, 0 for Hamilton. Fouls, 9 for Rangers and 10 for Hamilton. A brilliant performance and the result for our fans, players, management, team and club. Hats off to Steven Gerrard, MBE. That was a view from the bridge.
View from the bridge. Can't take anymore. View from the bridge. Can't take anymore.
I love my tune, Bridge. I love my tune.
The tune is absolutely brilliant.
Well, I can't. One thing I'd like to take umbrage with you, serious umbrage. Yeah, McLaughlin, you could give him 2 out of 10.
Yeah. Aye. You know, what can you say? Never did anything wrong, so.
No, you're right, mate. Deck chair, the Alan McGregor deck chair for Parkhead.
Yeah. I thought obviously, and we've all said these kind of things in small patches, but overall during that game, Rangers played some absolutely superb football. Superb, great passes, great series of passes, great interchange, marvellous. The whole team looked great. And you know, as I said about Zungu and Bassett, you wouldn't even have known there was a change of personnel. You wouldn't have known. They were just outstanding. Brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope everybody enjoyed their view from a bridge. Any questions, just ask them.
Here, mate. Anything, about anything, he'll take anything. But we won 8-0, he'll answer your question on anything. Stevie, it was a real team performance. I know there was some outstanding Tav's energy. And, I thought Jack and Kent and the Rebo the first sort of half. The second half, there was some good performances. Ruth and Tav and the boys that come on done well as well. But it was a team performance, Steve, yeah?
Absolutely. Can I just first start off with congratulating Bridge there on his view for the bridge? Honest, even Jimmy Sanderson would have been delighted with that run, and that was absolutely fantastic, Bridge. So it was. I've actually ripped up all my homework. You've got the stats, you've got everything. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, don't tell Stato, but don't tell Stato.
We'll only be gone for 20 minutes tonight. Bridge has killed the show.
Well, absolutely top drawer, Bridge. Well done. Different gravy, Bridge. Take my hat off to you. Ox, is what you're saying is you're totally right. It was an absolute team performance. No matter who comes off, whoever comes on just fits right in there like a glove. Absolutely. But I mean, Big Shirley came on for Bornell and he was the big man was happy days just plodding up and down that wing. You know, it's as if Bornell never left. You know, absolutely brilliant, no matter who we're bringing on. And Stevie Gerrard gave the boys at international duty, kind of give them a wee breather because he knows the games are kind of serious ones for their country, you know. And fair play to him, but our squad is just that strong. There's nobody bitching in the kitchen about no getting games or minutes or who's taking penalties. It's just they're all pulling the one way. They all know what's at stake, and Mr. Gerrard's got them gone like a well-run oiled engine. They're absolutely fantastic, and they're a credit to your support. So they're absolutely brilliant in the Ox. But top drawer for the bridge there. And for you to say, mate, he said, Pius, I think you got that wrong. I think you owe the man an apology.
Oh,
no, don't say
I
that.
was
don't say
I was looking at Drumchapel schools. I might have got it mixed up. It might have been Kingsridge for the 2 years.
that. Oh, I was a
King-
Kingsridge boy.
I was a Waverley man. I
I could sense there was always friction between you two. No, I know why.
No,
Aye,
but
do you
he's
know
talking.
why
He's
that
talking
is?
about a different. He's talking about a different Waverley. So he's not talking about Drumchapel Waverley.
Aye, I know.
Where I thought you were meaning the one up in Great Western Road, the Knightswood Waverley.
No. Oh, that was a keenly fought battle when they two played football.
Absolutely.
The two Blue Rose schools used to fight each other because we felt Kingsridge never gave St Pius much of a tanking, you know, it was always left to us, though. But there you go.
That's shocking, by the way. I'm broken-hearted hearing you saying that. Broken-hearted.
Aye, but we all knew our place, Bridge, didn't we? We all, let's be honest, you know. Anyway,
that's
this is
shocking.
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
The world was a
The
different
Bridge
place
was
then,
magic.
just after the war. Right, so where do we start with that, Big Stevie? So, right, I'm going to say that. Who am I picking now? I thought Kent had his best half for maybe since Willem Twa. I thought the first half he was involved in a lot of good stuff along with other players. So I don't think he'll done any harm with that. Good to get him off, and he's now got a break and hopefully come back refreshed for this next group of games. It's going to be a big springboard towards where we're going to be, Stevie.
You might be right there. That's probably his best half since Willem Tway. I don't want Dutchie coming on and Graffy's nut again. It's Willem Tway, no Twa. So Willem Tway. Aye, you're totally right, Ox. I think, don't get me wrong, the amount of assists and the amount of people, was there really any bad players yesterday? You know, I mean, the Alan McGregor deck chair. I mean, boy, it could have been up there with Alex Rayner in that box. It's nothing to do whatsoever. They should have given the boy a jacket. He must have been frozen. But absolutely, there's just that many players are now playing brilliant and coming back on form. I mean, once Big Aribo hits full form again, geez, we're in for a right good. No, it's popcorn time, guys. Sit in front of the telly with the popcorn. It'll be brilliant, so it will.
And funny enough, this is going to sound bizarre. I'll take this to you first, then, Bridge. We said yesterday that wasn't the doing. That was somebody got a wee slap. The doing's still to come, mate.
Totally agree. I totally and utterly agree. I think once this Rangers team start to realise, right, how we're the big kiddies here, we are, you know, once they start really believing, I think there's going to be a couple of 4-0s, maybe a 5-0, and hopefully one of them's a puddle drinkers, no, but or even the sheep. But I totally agree. I think that was just a wee yuck. These are just wee kids out the road slap. No, that wasn't the doing. You know, that's probably still to come, and I just hope it is, you know. As I say, we're in for a treat. We're starting to play some absolutely touch and go, one-touch football. There's nobody coping with that. There's nobody coping with it. Absolutely not. I mean, we beat the puddle drinkers on their own ground, and I believe sincerely, we weren't even out of second gear. We weren't that great that day. We left there 2-0 up. You know what I mean? I just think you're right. Somebody's going to get at the real do-nots. I really do. I just think that yesterday was it was like a training session, you know, at one point, you know, but the Rangers of old would have chucked that at half-time. Points are in the bag. Let's sit back. Don't get any injuries, but not bit between the teeth and went for it. And that was brilliant yesterday. With that, the other mob scoring a few goals against Motherwell, they must have thought, the goal tally's up. And then lo and behold, they'd be shattered, though. Absolutely shattered. It was great. Absolutely brilliant.
And you come, Bridge?
I can't disagree with anything that's been said up to now about that. I do think that when you mentioned Kent, I thought Kent, not as he's flamboyant, but my goodness gracious, he put a shift in, picked up a lot of balls, ran 40, 50 yards at a time, created space. Tremendous. I thought he did an absolutely outstanding game. One of the parts about his game yesterday was similar to what Morelos had been doing when he's not been scoring goals. He's been picking the ball up and he's been using it. and creating space and doing what Morelos had been doing, as I say. And that's really good for us. And what a squad we've got. I doubt very much if there's anybody who watched the game at all and saw the type of sublime passes that Zungu was doing and making on the pitch and finding his man. That first pass he made must have been, 45 yards, virtually onto Ryan Kent's foot. Unbelievable stuff, So that was the beginning of it. And of course, he ran his own wee show and did the business most of the half he was on. And I think we've got 1 star in the making, providing we can keep him. And of course, one game does not one swallow does not a summer make. So, but if he can do something along the lines of what he did against Hamilton, and he'll come on as a sub a couple of times again, and then he'll have to find a space for him. Mr. Gerrard's got a really tough task in his hands, because every single one of the players last night, even Barker, scored the goal. Got involved in a couple of real good chances and involved in another goal. Marvellous stuff for every one of them. We're so proud of them.
Zunga, Big Stevie, before we open the lines up, come on, obviously a few passes, knocked the ball about, but what he did, he had a physical presence about him, covered the ground, and he's a bit of a unit himself.
Definitely, he's a big boy, so he's a unit, all right. I thought he came on full of confidence. His touches were great, and as Bridge mentioned there, I think one of his first touches was a 45-yard pass straight onto Ryan Kent's toe, and he done that a couple of times. He just seemed dead comfortable in the ball. He seemed, for a first time coming on the park, he didn't look nervous at all. He just looked, he made himself fit in there. And if that's a wee taste of that boy's first game and coming on and doing that, we're in for a treat with him. By the way, he's a big unit. He looks as if he's not going to be messed about. So just let's see what it brings. A wee bit early in the day, and we'll not get carried away with him. But I'll tell you what, for his debut, he looked absolutely comfortable. So I'm a happy man with that. Can I just mention a couple of... I've got to mention Paula before he get took off, and Ryan Jack. I thought the two boys were excellent as well before they get...
Yeah.
I thought the two of them were absolutely brilliant. Big Baller was up and down there, no problem. Absolutely. With that one day left foot, I just thought the two of them were absolutely outstanding before they get took off. So I just wanted to give them a wee shout out. But my man of the match was Tav for me. I think it's Robert. He keeps mentioning the boy's an athlete. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. So I do. I'm a happy man, Absolutely.
He had a really fine game yesterday, last night. Just magic to watch. Magic. The athleticism we've known has been there for a long time. It's the timing it seemed to get him and catch him. Maybe a wee odd injury here and there, a wee nut, things like that. But seriously, every single touch of the ball yesterday seemed to be brilliant for him. Really, really good. And I was so happy when he managed to get in that break from the goalkeeper. When he pushed out the shot from Roof, and there was Taft to pump it in the net. Marvellous stuff, just marvellous.
That summed up Jermaine Defoe's. Yeah, you can even. Was John be a caller?
Yeah.
Caller?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Adam.
Adam, what's on your mind, Adam?
What?
What's on your mind?
About the goal scorers.
Yep.
Yeah. John Arfield.
Scotty Arfield getting the first goal.
Yeah, the first goal ever. John Tavernier, I think. John Tavernier, I think.
Well, we're getting interference for Adam. Adam, we'll try and get you back on again, mate. It's the show's on in the background, Adam. If you could turn it off, you're getting asked the same question twice. That can be quite difficult. You have had that good cop, bad cop. You are used to that.
Good cop, bad cop. There's only one thing here. It's just a bad cop, and that's that Big Stevie. I'll tell you.
Bangkok, me like it. That's triggered. I think Adams had a couple of sherbets for the sound of him. I think he's still celebrating the 8 goals. I don't know about anything else.
Every one of those goals were worthy of a celebration. Seriously. I've never felt as good as this for a long time about the Rangers. I mean, really, really, really happy. Watching that.
You're not happy. Let other people join us. What's the number?
Oh, yes. Oh, the number is 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. You've brought in the call with Fox and Old School Blue. Phone up, hang up, and you'll be brought in the call. But please hang up. People seem to have a habit when they get excited to keep ringing and ringing and ringing. We can't bring you in. Simple, isn't it, Big Stevie?
Yes, it certainly is. Can I get back to Tav for a wee second, dogs?
Yes.
That's Tav's 20 games, 12 goals, 9 assists. Is that no unbelievable stats? Poor captain.
That's poor Bear written his script up for the other night during the week. You're going to be happy.
I think he's going to be really angry at Big Stevie, isn't he?
It's just still one of his main stats for the following row in a week. But it's great start, mate. Listen, it's not just it's the energy shown. First and foremost, he's a right back, and his defending has improved as well as all his other plays, Stevie.
Well, look, I'm going to get carried away like Robert the other night, right? I'm going to say, how the hell is Tav not getting looked at for that England squad as a fill-in? We understand the England squad that the right back they've got now, he's a good player and everything else, but surely Tav for a stand-in, if that boy was to get injured or whatever, surely he must be getting looked at to get into that England set-up with these stats. 20 games, 12 goals, 9 assists. And he's never put the team.
In Europe as well, mate.
Exactly. And he's the captain of one of the biggest clubs in Britain, let's be honest. I mean, I think the only club you could put us in par with fan base-wise or anything like that's Man United, Liverpool maybe, but I'm telling you right now, James Tavernier is an absolute athlete machine, and Robert keeps banging the drum about him, and so does Fox, to be honest, but I'm telling you right now, that boy must be getting looked at with these stats. When I seen these stats today, I went, that can't be right. And I double-checked it. 20 games in all competitions, 12 goals, 9 assists. No, he's the top goal scorer in the SPL for right back.
Stevie, you might find that next season, when providing everything goes all right for us this season and we end up in the Champions League next season, you might see him getting looked at then, because that's when he's playing. You can't get any higher from a quality of play. If he's going to hit it and he hits the same heights, my goodness, they're going to look at him then. They will.
Raj, I would fling my hat in the ring and say this, right? James Tavernier will be getting sniffed about as soon as we step up again for Europa and the Champions League.
Yeah, agreed.
Even if it didn't, there must be still people sniffing around about him now. And I'm going to fling my hat in the ring and say, I don't care who comes in for him. I think Tav's the kind of boy to say, no, I'm happy here. I think he loves the Rangers that much, Bridge. You know, I think the boy's a bear now and he's really enjoying himself and he knows what he's got here. His family are settled and everything else. And I think he's been ways the whole trip, remember, for the bottom tier of Scottish football right up. He's been ways the full journey. You know,
he came in with Warburton, didn't he?
He came in the Championship.
Warburton.
You know what I mean, more or less. But
absolutely, yeah.
The bottom line is, I just think he's a kind of young boy. It's got a bit of principles about him, but say, no, I don't care who's in for me. I want to stay with the Rangers. Depending on who comes in, right enough. You know, if it's just an average team, I think he's a kind of boy to say, no, I don't care about the wages. I'm happy days where I'm at. I'm happy here.
I mean, he's on a good salary, and I think he got offered a new contract here a couple of weeks ago. Or he might even have signed the new contract a couple of weeks ago.
Well, it's a good salary to me and Stevie. It's not a lot of money to you.
Just about to say that.
But I mean, there's very few clubs, based on what we know and see, there's very few clubs in Britain could turn in and say, we'll tempt Tavernier away with the same wages he's on. It's got to be double that, isn't it? It's got to double his wages or something like that. And maybe Tav might just be a person that can't resist that kind of offer. And you might be right, Steve. You might turn and say, "Nah, I'm not bothered. I'm happy. My future's here. I've got another couple of years to go, and then I'm retiring. So you can do what you want." Could be somewhat.
Legend. Become a legend, Bridge.
Indeed he can. Indeed he can.
Rangers captain. Tell me about our club. No, I mean, our fan base we've got. You know, the boy, James Tavernier, is a nice guy, and he's a genuine boy, and the way he lives away for the game and all, he's a total pro, and I could see him honestly saying, "No, I'm a bear. I'm staying with him." I really do. I really do think he would be one of the guys to do that. Well, I really hope, you know. But no, just amazing stats, guys, you know, for the right
Brilliant
back.
start. Good spot. Good spot. By the way, Bridge, I've got to say, he's doing homework. What do you make of that?
He's doing what?
He's doing
Homework.
His stats. He's doing homework. Never thought
I'll tell you what. You know, I'll tell you what. Stato's got to come on here. He's going to be raging. He's going to be raging, the big Stevie. The amount of stats. Wow. There could be a lot of letters from Senga. Let's put it that way.
Senga's going to be busy. Senga's going to be busy. I believe Mr. Skipper's going to. He's working on stuff for a Christmas offer, so we'll see what happens.
Mr. S. Kipper.
Yes, Skipper.
Very good. Absolutely.
He messaged me one the day about Tampax he was selling for half price for the Christmas period only. Well, Skipper, you can't beat him, can you?
No. You got a brick with that Tampax?
I suppose you can if you ask. I suppose he'll throw one signed in. But we'll see what it is, yeah.
Aye. Well, I don't want to take us off track or anything like that, right? But there's another wee thing I'd want to bring up that I was listening to the show, and it was for James for Tennessee. He was talking about the boy Dreyer for Midtjylland. By the way, James for Tennessee's called that one right, guys. I mean, I watched that boy playing against Liverpool, and I watched him against Ajax. He actually scored against Ajax. It was an absolute peachy a goal. He's an under-21 Norwegian, and I'm telling you right now, James 6 months ago mentioned that boy's name, and I can't mind who James was getting at, said, no, they wouldn't get in our team or whatever. I'm telling you right now, see the boy Dreyer he's talking about, guys, he's worth looking at. And I just want to come on and back James up on that one, because I know he was talking
I think James mentioned them last week. I'm sure he was on last week and he mentioned them. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I looked into it, Bridge, and I watched the games. And by the way, what a player the boy is, a right-sided midfielder. He could probably play in the right wing, you know, come in for the right wing. He could probably play him as a winger as well. But just let me tell you, he's an under-21 Norwegian, and the boy has got something about him, by the way, and I really mean that. And I just wanted to say to James, I hope he's listening, that he's picked a real goods in there, because he did take a bit of criticism about some of the names he was flying about. The boy's not always going to get it right. But on that one there, the boy Dreyer for Midtjylland, what a great, technically gifted wee player he is. Fast, plenty of pace, absolutely fantastic. And if James is listening, I know John Leach, his family stay here. John's a member of the he's the chairman of the European Rangers Association. Him and Georgie Casillas for Greece. They two boys run that association, and James has got a really good Rangers background. And I just want to say, well done, James, for picking that boy out. Top draw. Absolutely top draw.
I remember you saying that before, Stevie. When you were talking to James, I remember you saying that before, and he told you who he was, yeah.
It's no compliments about, I can assure you. All right, Bridge, if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972, and it was 8-0 yesterday.
Somebody will be dialing the number then, 80. Not working. Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We've run the call with Fox and Old School Blue. Phone in, hang up, we will contact you back. Give us a number again, Bridge. We took the 8-0 at the end.
Out the 8-0, okay. 0141 356 1972.
Well done, man. Well done. We never heard for the gaffer yesterday, Stevie. So I think it makes sense that let's hear what Stevie G had to say, and then we'll hopefully some callers in and open us up for some great celebrations. A famous result, and I know it means nothing in the whole scheme of things, but you don't score 8 goals often. So get yourself in mute. Let's hear for the gaffer.
Wee technical problem, Ox, just past that at the moment.
All right, mate, and we'll come right back to me. Thanks very much, Fox. Oh, what about that? I'm really impressed with that. See the way he came in there? Ridgeman, technical department, they've upped their game as well.
He's very professional, professional, and that's the truth. But then I expect that from Fox.
See the way he just glided in there?
Just straight in there and just told you what to do. Just carry on with something else now.
I know my place, I know my place. Right, you talked about Tav, or talked about... you're talking about stats, Stevie. There was one that really hit home to me yesterday. Yeah?
Yep.
Hope you're not listening. We finished the game with 9 different players on the park from we started the game in Benfica.
Dear, man. Dear. Unbelievable, isn't it? That's absolutely unbelievable. That just shows you the strength and depth, Ox, eh? You know, that's
the point I'm making, mate. That's the point.
Yeah, that's just absolutely unbelievable. You know, I cast my memory back to 12 months ago, even. You looked at the bench, you thought, who's coming on here? You know, and we've got strength and depth now in abundance. And the good thing is you could have all the strength and depth you want. The confidence going through your team and through the squad, the way they're coming on and just fitting in, is absolutely testimony to what they're doing in the training field, Docs, you know. But the strength and depth we've got is absolutely unbelievable. And I can't wait to this break is away.
Aye, we're counting the days. How many sleeps do we play again, Bridge?
I think it's 12. I can't wait. It's terrible. It's just terrible. It might even be 13. Oh no. I'm discombobulated.
Oh, I thought swashbuckling was a big word, but that was bad.
See, when you're talking about stats there, Ox, I mean, that's 20 games in all competitions, 16 clean sheets, 54 goals and 7 against. I mean, come on. That's absolutely phenomenal.
Port Bear's going to come looking for you. He's going to hunt you down. He's going to kill you.
He'll be going apoplectic at the moment.
Port Bear, if you're in, phone in and give him a shuriken if you're a bookmate. Give him a shuriken stealing all your life.
Get Port Bear to phone in anyway. Phone in, Port.
Phone in and shuriken for using all your stats. Give us that one again, Steve. I started laughing when you started with that.
It's just unbelievable, man. It's just 20 games in all competitions, 16 clean sheets, 54 goals and 7 goals against. Unbelievable. Take a bow, Stevie G and the squad, man. Absolutely fantastic.
I'm glad you mentioned Stevie G, because get yourself in mute. We're going to hear from him.
Really strong performance, really pleased. I think we showed a right ruthless side to us today. We were relentless from start to finish, and we could have had a few more goals in there as well, but really pleased for the goal scorers and the lads who got the numbers in terms of assists. But we knew we were going to get into the final third a lot today. It was about, can we find the outcomes and can we execute, and we did. We found obviously 8 answers, and really pleased.
How pleasing was the start to the game, just the intensity in which your team played, especially coming off the back of a trip to Portugal?
Well, that's the key, especially at home. You know, we want to come out the blocks. There's no fans here to really lift us and motivate us, so we have to do that ourselves. And on the back of a European night, it's about attitude and mentality, and not thinking about tiredness, not using any excuses, and coming out the blocks as quick as we can. We did that. I made 5 changes and 5 subs today, and the standard and the levels was really strong.
As you say, great to see the likes of Joe Aribo get his goal. Scott Arfield, Kemar Roof, you can go throughout the whole team, but such impressive performers on the day.
Yeah, I'm pleased. Look, I want players to get goals. I want them to get assists. But the important thing for me is the level of performance and the 3 points. That's what the important thing is today. But really pleased. Congratulations to everyone who got on the score sheet. It's another 3 points for us, and that was the main aim today.
Yeah, a few words for James Tavernier. He was named the man of the match today, but just how impressive he's been with his overall contribution.
His form's been top draw since the first day of the season. We've got everyone fit at the moment, which is important. You know, they're off on internationals now. We wish them good luck, but we need them to stay healthy. We've tried to respect international games through the week. Today, leaving Stephen Davis out because he's fully fit, and obviously taking Jacko off at half time. We've tried to show respect there. You know, and we've got people getting back up to speed. Kemar Roof today, he played angry, probably because he never got on the pitch through the week, which I love to see, because you see the best Roof, he's getting close to being at his best. Joe Aribo's getting close to being at his best. So I've got some selection dilemmas in the future, but that's what I want.
You had an opportunity today to play Bongani Zungu. He came into your side today, and pleasing for him. Yeah, look, the game was, we were comfortable when he came into the game, but it was about the second half performance. I demanded top standards at half time all the way through, and I wanted more goals. And Bongani come on there, kept us balanced behind the ball, kept it ticking over, and he showed his range of passion and his aggressiveness and his profile. So he's only going to get better and better with time. It must have been so pleasing to see your team perform the way they did in the second half. It would be easy to take the foot off the gas, but they certainly never did that.
Yeah, we have done that at times, and it's annoyed me, because I think we're not in a position or at a stage yet where we can afford to take our foot off the gas. I want them to be the same all the time, standards all the time on and off the pitch to be top. We're representing Rangers, every minute's important, so I don't like to see players showing ego or coming off the gas. I want them to be start to finish, to be relentless and ruthless, and they were today.
All right, people want to join us, give us a thought, Bridge. What's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We'll be on the call with Fox Old School Blue. If you phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back. Stevie, he's just trying to play it cool, isn't he? Keep our feet on the ground, but we've talked about European trips. We've had a hard game on the Thursday night. Finished with a real kick in the Hormoz, and we'll bounce back with that performance.
Unbelievable. And I think you're totally right. I think he's trying to keep their feet on the ground. Look, what we've got to remember is, although we never gave them a chance, we were all our Hamilton Larash. We've got to remember they are at the bottom of the league for a reason, you know. And Stevie G's playing everything down. He's showing respect to our international boys. He's saying he's sell. He's got a bit of a sore heat now when it comes to picking a team. But he's just keeping our feet on the Grannox. And that's the total right thing to do. We're flying at the minute. For me, the international things came at the wrong time for us. I want the sheep. And I wanted them, you know, I wanted them this week. I wanted to keep momentum going. This wee breaks, kind of take your foot off the accelerator a wee bit. It could be a good thing too. But what Stevie G's saying there, he's totally right. Just keep ourselves, keep your feet in the ground, and just, you know, he knows what we're capable of now. He knows the situation, but he's just playing everything down. You're totally right, mate.
Yeah. He's playing it cool, Bridge, isn't he? Playing it cool. Oh, I think we'll be joined by Alex. Evening, Alex.
Good evening there, lads. How are we doing? Everybody keeping well?
We're all right.
Alex.
Everybody's safe in your world, mate, most importantly.
Yeah, they are. Right, thank you.
Are you happy? Are you happy, Alex?
I'm absolutely delighted. Delighted.
Give us your thoughts.
What a brilliant performance. Never expected really 5 changes written up to the team at the beginning. They had to pick that selection. Everyone's a credit. Who you bring in and who you take out.
None of us. Not one of us got the team right.
It just shows you the power of the pool that we've got now in it, the squad. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
and really were ruthless, as you say. Just go and score the amount of goals and just keep going. Fantastic. All-round performance for every one of them.
Alex.
On you go, Stevie.
Yeah.
Alex, Stevie for the drum. Listen, what do you think of the rotation of the pool? It's absolutely immense, isn't it? The way he's rotating them, the way he can drop ball and bring Big Shirley in. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
It's terrific. Absolutely fantastic. They've got that quality all round. And as you say, you don't really bother who's playing and who comes in because they just come in here and do the job. Fantastic, what do you call it? The scouting. They've went and picked all these guys up. And it's all quality. The full squad's quality. Yep. The goalkeeper's right done.
Yep. It's hard to pick.
Honest.
Look at the experience, Alec, with the Bridge and Knox there. They've been all over the world with Rangers, and I'm just a baby compared to them. And none of us can get the team.
A big baby. I wouldn't like to change his nappy.
Aye, my ma used to say that the only time I knew when my potty was full was my thumbs got warm. But the team, Alec, it's absolutely amazing. Nobody can pick the team. I mean, we're all Rangers men. We watch it, we love our club and everything else, and nobody can pick a team now. We're so unpredictable, and it's got to the stage now. It doesn't matter who the team is; they're capable of doing a job. You know, it's absolutely amazing.
Correct, absolutely. It's a great being a Rangers fan. Compared to who we've been the last couple of years, and it's like waking up by it. It's a dream you're in. It's fantastic watching this. I was sitting here with my two boys yesterday watching the game. It's, as you say earlier, you take the popcorn out and that, and it's like a day at the movies, man. Brilliant. Long may it last.
Somebody in my house went to the toilet, come back, and it was 3-0.
But I honestly believe playing in Europe's a big help to us. It's giving the guys a competition in that, and you're challenged against these more experienced players, and then you're coming back, you're taking it domestic football. So
some of them are blossoming with it, aren't they? Some of them are really blossoming. You know, you can see the way they play and how they do it. You know,
they're not out of place, any of them. It's been fantastic, as I say, brilliant. The full squad. I thought Tavernier was unbelievable yesterday. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I think
Ryan Kemp.
There's one bit of the jigsaw missing, but isn't there?
One bit of the jigsaw.
We need some Duragla.
Silverware.
Aye, that's what's going to happen. That'll be the thing with the guy. When he lost the first bit of silverware, I don't think he'll be wanting to go anywhere for Rangers. That's it. Because he looks, he's writing a right good Rangers captain. He's got all the confidence. But it helps with the players round about him. 2 years ago in that, when he was playing with guys there, it's probably not the same equal or the standard. All these guys come in who's all well worthy of their place, all quality players, and it helps right through. You defend for the front, and it goes right through the team. That's how I see it anyway.
I've got to say, I mean, if Rangers scored 8 goals, Barellis didn't get a goal, which would be hard to believe. He never even got on the pitch. Defoe was playing at centre forward and never got a goal at 8. That's just pretty frightening, really. You'd never have thought that would have happened, would you, Alex? You know?
No, as you say, the two main strikers. One's, what do you call it? He's playing, he's not scoring, the other one's in the stand. Oh, frightening. And the thing is, I believe we can get a lot better. Honestly, think, what do you call it? There could be a lot more goals yesterday. And I think they're really going to take some team and give them a right hammer. That's how good this Rangers team are.
The boys were saying that earlier, Alec, the team that's going to get to do another there yet, you know. They've not appeared yet.
That's just a slap. Just a slap. Big Stevie, I've got some stats on Roof, but I'm going to keep
them, no!
Just in case they go over your head, you know.
In case they go over your head.
See, just before you give me the stats there, I'd like to say that's a great point Alec brings up. How the team adapts for playing in Europe and bringing it into our domestic game. I mean, let's be honest, playing Benfica is totally different from playing Hamilton. And Hamilton are more physical, Benfica obviously football, but how our team's adapting to a Thursday to a Sunday, is absolutely another feather in their cap. You know, how they adapt. But that's a great thing Alec brought up there, you know, when you think about it. Right, give us these stats.
Oh no, get Stato on.
I need to keep them. Keep them. It's about Ruth. I'm frightened to go over your head.
Come in, Stato. Get phoning in here, you.
Wasted on you, big man. Wasted. Have you just got it? No.
No.
Oh dear. Right, I'll say it again. I've got some stats on Ruth.
Right, I'm making it. Yes, I get it. Yes, we're over your head, Ruth. Right.
Alex,
That took a wee while, Big Stevie. That took a wee while.
Alex, they say you should never perform with children and animals. They've been proved right.
Unbelievable.
It's the passing movement. How hard we worked to get the ball back is one of the frightening things. There was a time when Hamilton got the ball on the edge of their box and they played about 3 or 4 passes, decent passes, but as soon as the guy got it, there was guys like it was about 5-0 at the time, 6-0 at the time. All the boys were right and tapping them. This is what we've got, Alex, as a team, mate.
Yep.
Correct. Everyone's playing for each other. Whether you're on the park, you're a squad, you're ready to come on at any time. It's fantastic to take the Rangers supporters in it. So, after we've been, and here's looking onwards and upwards, but it looks very, very positive at the moment. I just what do you call it? I'm at the bit of with the break there, at the national break. I could have went with that without that, because every game can't come quick enough for us, innit?
I agree with you there, pal. It's these international breaks are actually they could end up ruining our season again. You know, last thing we need is that. But hopefully the manager's got a plan and it's all going to work out. Admittedly, we've got 14 players away, haven't we? I think the manager's got 14 players, aye.
We've got 8 players away, and we just obviously you need a bit of luck, and then we come back and we've got quite a big run of games. So we'll see what it takes us. But the last international break, for forms as good since we come back for the last one, Alex, we'll take that every time.
Really?
About John by caller. Evening, caller.
All right, it's Roddy again.
How you doing, mate? All right?
Aye, not bad. Oof.
What's on your mind, mate?
Oh, just yesterday's score, man. Oof.
What was the score, pal? What was the score?
8-0 to the
8-0.
Maple Gels.
Love it.
Who shot for
Ate
you
them up
yesterday?
yesterday. What else?
Aye. Who did you?
Aye.
What was your favourite goal? Hard to pick you to 8,
That's a good question, that. Probably the 8th one.
I thought Ruth Cedars was a good gene, mate. I thought you got
a bit early now.
Right. And I couldn't believe it. Barker's was a nice finish as well. Great move.
Aye. I didn't see him scoring yesterday. Yeah.
I thought Barker's was the best goal of the whole lot. It was a really good move. Smashing move,
Oof. A few more of their results and it'll be a right good end to the season.
I hope so, mate. Listen, we've got a few callers coming in, all coming in at once, but always good to hear from you, mate. We speak to you soon.
Right, listen in,
All right, cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Aye, people are want to come in and say their bit about the victory, Alex. You're picking top 3 players yesterday. Who are you picking out, Alex? Difficult.
Well, definitely James Tavernier. And I thought, what do you call it, Ruth? Thought it was probably his best game.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Right.
Come right back to you, Bob, in a second, mate.
Right,
Carry on, Alex.
And Kemp. So he was absolutely fantastic.
I thought
they're running about it done, what do you call it?
That was my 3 top players. That was my 3 top players. Absolutely. Brilliant.
Oh, was it? Aye. Yeah, I thought Kemp was outstanding and all that. The work he's doing off the ball. And
brilliant.
But saying that, every one of them. Every one had pass marks. They're all 7 and 8s and 9s.
I have no given. I gave the ones that, like a goalkeeper, I gave 7. And the ones that get substituted and the ones that came on but as a substitutes, I gave them 7s. But everybody else was 8 until we get to Tav. Tav was a 9. I couldn't get any more than that. It was just outstanding. Best I've seen him play.
Spot on. Spot
Anyway,
on there,
we've been joined by Bob here. How we doing, Bob?
How you doing, Ox? All right, mate?
All right.
Hi, Bob.
All the boys are all pretty ecstatic about yesterday, and I don't blame them. I'll tell you, I'm not going to keep you long, right, because I've just heard you saying you've got a good few callers coming because the show's getting ever popular. Brilliant. What I'm going to say is that down through the years, and we're not going to babble on about what happened under Craig White, I had a prophecy, and the prophecy was that Rangers will be back bigger and stronger than they ever were. And I think my prophecy's coming through, and that should frighten the hell lot of them. I hope so. What do you think, boys?
Somebody's got the show on. If you get the show on in the background, turn it off. Stevie, bigger and stronger, more organised and more united than before, and that's a steamroller for the rest of Scottish football.
Yes, that is exactly.
I think
I've taken all the Sevco taunting and all the nonsense in the pub, just the same as everybody else is. But they're all singing for a different handbook now because they're all worried. Really worried, because this as I've said to you before, this isn't a Rangers team previously, 3 or 4 years ago. This is the real deal, and it's going to be better. Like you said, it's going to be better. I've never seen Rangers play football like this for years, and if they can just keep it up, we'll sail through to this 55, no problem. You agree, boys?
Stevie, when you come, mate.
I can only agree with the caller. If we keep this, keep the momentum up, the way we're playing now, let's be honest, guys, Europe's taking notice of Rangers. For a start, Stevie G's a world brand, so everybody's looking at what he's doing, and when they look at him, they're looking at Rangers. And I'm telling you right now, people have stood up in Europe now, and they're starting to take notice of the teddy bears are back to where we were. But the caller's right, we're playing some sublime football now, and it's the old cliche, as you say, Ox, if we play, we win. And if we go with the confidence we've got now, the football we're playing, you were talking about it a minute ago there, we're off the ball movement. When we lose the ball, we're hunting packs and getting it back. The last team I seen doing anything like that was Barcelona. Now, I'm not saying we're Barcelona, I'm not saying anything deal that, but I'm just saying the kind of strategy is the same thing. You lose the ball, you're hunting packs, you get it back, and then it's quick movement, one-touch football, and it's absolutely sublime. And the caller's totally right. If we just worry about what we do, we'll be looking over our shoulder for the rest of the season. We are playing some football, and Europe's took notice of what we're doing in Europe as well. People are starting to take notice. I can only agree with the caller.
Absolutely, Steve. Sorry, I'll carry on, mate.
We'll take it round the panel, mate. Good question. We want good answers there. Bridgeman and then Alex.
Well, what can you say? I think that we've said it ourselves. I don't want to sort of go ahead of myself too much because I'm a one game at a time type of person. But as a one-off right now, Rangers, to be honest, and I've said it for every week that we've been doing this season, keep winning. We can't let our chin touch the ground. We have to keep moving. Don't let anybody catch us, and just keep running and running and running. That's what we need to do. And the players need to come up and put a similar performance into the other night there, and we should be okay. We should be okay. But we're going to play tougher teams, and teams that will come at us with hatred. They'll come at us with hatred, and it's a different thing playing. That team came in and they were very good with us. There's hardly any real bad stuff,
Listen, that guy Brian Rice, mate, he plays the game in a certain way. He tries to teach the guys to play football. They said themselves, they had 2 up front. They went 4-4-2 at the start of that game.
Absolutely.
They paid a heavy price for it.
They did indeed. But what I'm meaning is that they got a couple of bad tackles in, but in reality there was nothing in it, because once it got to 3 or 4, the players knew the game's up, and that's it. It's a case of however many Rangers wanted to score and the goalkeeper couldn't get his hands on. Simple as that. No, but back to what the guy was saying. We need to keep winning for ourselves. Rangers and Rangers fans, we need to keep winning for ourselves so that we can all keep our feet on the ground. And every time we win, that's another box ticked and another box ticked. Every game matters, from the first one that we're coming up to the very last one that's at the end of the rainbow. And if at the end of the rainbow appears for us with two figures of 5 on it, we'll get there.
Oh, he's dead. Oh dear. End of the rainbow, Wizard of Oz, and then you're doing one game at a time. You've got all the songs.
No, I've said all that. I don't want to do it, but for this day, talking to Bob, I'll say it, and that's what I say. We need to do it that way.
And you come, Alex?
I agree with Bob. We're certainly playing superb football, slick football. And it's as Bridgeman says, it's game to game. We don't want to get too far in front, but the way we're playing now, everybody's always... They're frightened to play as these teams in it. This is about mine. They can kid themselves on in that, but they're not looking forward to playing Rangers. It's fantastic. And it's just the style of the team, the pattern, everybody knows their role, and they've got it to a T. Who comes in, who comes out, as I said before, it's all down to the squad that we've got. The quality's there. You just need to look along. Who's not playing, who's sitting, waiting to come on. It's got to be frightening. But we've just got to keep it going. And let's just take it a game at a game at a time. Well, next one's Aberdeen at Ibrox, and I'm sure we'll get a positive result there. But I totally agree with Bob. We're playing some superb football.
Hello.
On you go, Bob. Carry on, mate.
Aye. Well, that's what I'd like to say on that point, what the boys saying. We are playing some superb football, but you look at them doing any league, right? Any league, whether it be World League, First Division in England especially, I would say you're seeing a lot of teams are just like big laddies that can organise themselves. And if you go out into any game and you score 8 goals going on 12, you're not a bad side. I see a lot of people in the press today and stuff that, they're discrediting Hamilton. Oh, they've not played for 3 weeks. Some of the players are part-time. Brian Rice can organise the guys. They've kept themselves up. I don't know how many seasons they've performed the miracle, keeping themselves in that Premier Division. They can organise themselves. And yesterday they were blown away with a really superb performance. And that's my ideology on it. Funny. I'll say good night to you guys.
Cheers, Bob. But it was just before you go, mate. It was funny how they were Barcelona 6 months ago, wasn't it?
They were Barcelona.
When they beat us 1-0.
Well, all they did was put the big laddies behind the ball and score on the break. Which teams are set up today now. And like you say, Brian Rice went with the 2 boys yesterday and tried to play 4-4-2 and paid a heavy price for it. Well, it just shows you if anybody else tries at Ibrox, that's what's going to happen to them. That's what's in front of them.
Right,
so,
Bob,
high hopes for the season, guys, and good to talk to you.
All the best, Bob. All the best.
All the best, Bob.
I'll hear from you all shortly. You take care now.
Stay safe, Bob.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
Here. Well, we've reached that time of the evening. We're going to have a tune. So get yourselves in mute and we'll have a tune for your folks.
From Argyle, so young, to Glasgow City, they come, seeking fortune and a new way of life. How could they know ambitions would grow? Such a beautiful story, and here's how it goes. For lives had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kid, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. So hoist up your Rangers flags, sing with your heart and voice, celebrate the greatest club in the world. Let our history show what we already know. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all. For lives that are They had no money, no kid, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers are gone. 54 titles, we're still going strong. For that's had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kid, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers are gone. 54 titles, but still going strong. 54 titles, we're still going strong.
Oh, that's a wee jazzed up number for you, Bridgeman.
I was indeed. I was just coming back for skating over the scullery there. Absolutely brilliant, by the way. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all. Absolutely superb. Brilliant.
Stevie, yeah. Dancing in the scullery. Still doing it, Bridge.
Aye, skating.
Absolutely. A skate around the scullery, aye.
That's it.
I'm sure there's a market for that, Bridge, but you'd need to be selective with your punters. Right, if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We'll be brought in the call with Fox Old School Blue. Phone in, hang up, and we will get back to you. Alex, we're going to be really happy with the way things are going. Stevie's got a start for you for so far this season. 20 games. Give us it, Stevie.
20 games in all competitions, 16 clean sheets, 54 goals, 7 conceded. We're sitting 9 points clear at the top of the league, 13 goals to the good, and we're sitting in joint top of the Europa League. Absolutely fantastic.
Well done, Big Stevie, but I just feel as if Stato's going to come on, he's going to kill us all. He's going to kill us all.
I'm sitting here with my bulletproof vest on, I'm alright.
That's no unusual for you for a Monday after a heavy weekend, right enough.
I know. Oh, Myra's, she's sharpening her knives as we speak. I never done this tonight.
That's exactly what I mean. All right, so we're really pleased. You've got to be pleased how it's gone. What about that for stats? Interesting, isn't it, Alex?
That's quite remarkable. It is. You take it all in. We're definitely we're the best team in Britain at the moment. The way we stats, the full lot, it's proof there in the football we're playing. As I say, I don't want to get too carried away, but we really are. I've said it before, we're going to be a special team. The guy there, the signings he's made has been absolutely fantastic and all. It goes down to the squad, as I said before. The variety of play we've got, chasing the ball, high pressure, winning it, the quick, slick passing, the defending right through. It's a credit to Rangers Football Club, and the fans deserve it for what we've been through the last few years. We're due a bit of light, and I think this could be it.
Get here. We've been joined by Alan. Evening, Alan. Press that mute button. Come on, Bridgeman, sort him out here. Press the mute, Alan.
There we go.
There you go. You make it, Alan.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can
Brilliant.
hear you. What's on your mind, mate?
Oh, just a fantastic game I witnessed yesterday. What an absolute amazing game. But like mentioned previous on the show, that's not the hammer we're due to get another team. I think there's going to be 3 teams we are going to punish really badly.
Right, okay. Have you got 3 teams in mind? Or are you as a 3
I honestly think the way Rangers have been playing for the last couple of games, I reckon Aberdeen's going to get a heavy defeat off us, at least more than 5 goals. The way we played, even Benfica, even Hammond, I know there's a big difference in level between Benfica and Hammond, but we seem to be gelling completely. Everybody knows what kind of plan they have to do. They have to execute what Gerrard wants. It's a big, massive jigsaw puzzle, and each player's got a piece. And as soon as you take that one piece out, you replace it by another piece. It fits in perfect, and everybody knows exactly what to do.
All right, good point. Alan, I'll go to Stevie with this first. He's talking about Gerrard building this team and this jigsaw together. Is it his calmness? Though there's been times where we've criticised him, we've all looked for maybe Murphy for the side of the park and different things. But it's his calmness that didn't work away for the game. Is that starting to pay dividends, Big Stevie?
100%, Ox. If I put it another way, if you're asking me, is the players playing for him? 100%. I think since he's come in the door, there's been progress every year. I think he's totally honest with the players. I know he's just regularly a new manager, but by God, look at the experience he's got as a player. Surely he must have some of that in his locker rubbing off on the boys, 110%. And I've got to take my hat off to he does get a lot of mentions, Gary McAllister as well, the experience he's got as well. And Stevie G, I just think the boys are really playing for him. They want it for him. They're playing for him. They're all pulling the one way, and that old train, woo woo, 55 Express coming, man.
Are you still on the train, Alan?
Oh, I'm still on the train. I'm waiting to pull into the station called 55.
Aye. I think
55 titles. I'm looking forward to it.
I think that train's going to be mobbed. But I think the point you're making about Stevie G, it's a collective bridge, isn't it? That's some of the start. You made it right at the start. Team game, squad game, management, we're all in it together.
Absolutely. We've all got we bit separate. We're kind of separate, but joined, if you follow what I mean. So if you make it all the way up to, you get to the management and you think to yourself, are they doing a great job? For me, outstanding. Are the fans doing a great job? You can't fault them in any way, shape or form. And the team right now, magic. There you go. Triangle fit.
Yep, I agree. Can I just say something? I think you've got to start at the top here, guys. The board, as Stevie G bought into the board and vice versa, the board bought into Stevie G. Of course, they have to put their hand in their pocket every time he's asked for anything. And then as the team bought into Stevie G and vice versa, and as the Rangers fans have now, just listen to my dulcet tones here, the way we're all talking, we have bought into the team big time. So we're all working together, we're all pulling the one way. We know what's at stake here, and the guy's right. I just think Stevie G, man, is just, my God, a world icon, and I'm just so pleased we've got him as our manager. I really am.
Well said, pal, well said.
Alex?
Absolutely. I agree with you, Colin. Big Stevie there, every word he said. We're fortunate to get the guy at the beginning. We knew a couple of years into management he was learning, but you remember all the managers he's been under. You get through them all. So he's picked a wee bit off each one of them. And coincidentally, there he had Walter Smith there at, what do you call it, Hummel, or Murray Park, or Hummel Park, or what they call it, and how he was in there. Obviously, that's helped him as well. And you're right, the board's backed him. Everybody's in it together. From the management right down to all the players, all round about, the full club, the fans. I was out at Ibrox here last Thursday, there out at the store, picking a couple of things up. Everything looks absolutely fantastic and that. They're in there, demolished Edmondson House and that, but
did you get any bricks? Did you buy any bricks? There was a guy selling bricks through the Edmondson house. Did you pick any up?
Oh, too late. I just bought a brick here about 10 years ago, right enough, but there you go. Aye. He's doing the bricks, isn't it? It was quite good. But no, I totally agree. Stevie Gerrard, the Cam influence right through, Gary McAllister. They're on it together. Michael Beale, the full team, the players. We've got the fans on. Well, this is going to be special. I'm almost sure it's a special year for us.
Can I come in there?
Yes, mate. Carry on before we bring Alex.
Stevie G, after the Galatasaray game, look who he was sharing the stage with. Walter Smith and Graham Souness. Now, would that not be an interesting conversation up in the players' lounge? They three sitting together. You know, we're saying he's got no really a lot of experience as a manager, but by God, man, look at the guys that's whispering these lug hole. You know, it could give him a wee bit of guidance with different wee bits and bobs and all. Listen, I'm a bear to the core of a die like everybody on this show, and I'm buying myself a popcorn machine because I'm telling you right now, see watching the Rangers now, it's just absolutely, it's like watching the Brazil 70 side, 1970 side, the videos I'm watching. It's absolutely brilliant, the football we're playing.
Is that a new thing you've started, paying for stuff?
No, it's 285 for 38 weeks, is it, the catalogue?
Anyway, we'll be joined by Alex, who bottled it yesterday, who went for 7. How we doing, Alex?
Hi, Ox. Hi, lads.
How we doing?
Right, hello, Judge.
Good evening, all. I was so close to being right to Ox, wasn't I?
You weren't far away, buddy. You weren't far away.
Well,
that's for sure.
an inch is as much as a mile, mate. You got it wrong.
I know, but I cashed out anyway. I got some winnings after the
That's criminal saying that, Ox. That's criminal saying that.
What did you cash your tip? What was the score at the time? 1-0.
It's been special, a bridge man special.
But there was another 25 minutes to go, so I just took the 30 quid and went for profit.
Right, okay.
But 20 minutes to go, I was like, this is going to be 10, so I stuck another fiver on at 10, at 40 to 1. I was gutted when we never scored again.
Well, listen, that's a great point you make. Who, when it went 8-0, thought this is going to be double figures? Because there was still 20 minutes to go.
It was 69 minutes. The eighth goal went in, but as the boys have all said, what a performance yesterday. We were like the Globetrotters, the Glasgow yesterday, weren't we?
Aye,
absolutely.
It was an excellent performance. Big Stevie, he's right. It was all right. We know the opposition. We know they're no good. But what's I think is because of the performance on Thursday night, the way that ended for us, and the way we've reacted, that's what gave us a lot of satisfaction, big man.
Aye. Well, look, it shows you how far we came. We left Benfica 3 each, and we were all gutted. We should have won that game, let's be honest. Big Aribo's header and Kent hitting the post, you know. Look, it could have been a different story, but I think it was the bridge man that says maybe that was a wee kick up the hand end we needed, and we came out with the right attitude there, and by the way, we didn't let Hamilton breathe. We definitely didn't let them breathe. We ran amok with them. But guys, it's the after ball stuff. See when you're watching the rerun of the game, watch them after ball. Watch what they do. They're 3 them out. 3 them, 3. And that is testimony to the stuff they're doing on that training ground. I'm telling you right now,
well,
it's
that's different for the stuff that Bridgeman used to do after the ball.
He went for
that's shocking saying that. I was very clean, very clean. Fair, 50-50 tackles. It might not have been the right end of the guy, but it was 50-50 tackles.
The only thing was clean about you on the football part was when you had a shave, mate.
You had to do what you had to do. Simple as that.
I love that mantra you had, retaliate first.
Oh, hey.
Can I come in a wee second?
Yes, Alan, on you go, mate.
I think, although we're a bit disappointed that we didn't take the win across in Lisbon, but I think that gave the players kind of the belief that to go to the Estadio de Luz and actually compete, go toe-to-toe, take the lead, push the lead out a wee bit further. I think that gave the players the belief that they can do much more. And that's why I seen it kind of like filter into the Hamilton game. Because the way I seen them playing against Hamilton, they couldn't breathe Hamilton. As soon as they get the ball, you could put a stopwatch on, give them 10 seconds. Rangers would have had that ball back.
Correct. And Al, who was the last team you seen doing stuff like that? Name a team that you would have thought would have done something like that when they lost the ball.
Oh, that would have been Barcelona or Real Madrid or something.
Thank you. That's what
Liverpool. That's the Liverpool ethic coming out in Gerrard.
Yeah. There's similarities, but I don't know if they play that. They start defending at the front as well, which helps the whole team. And so are we. Guys like Kent or that, maybe, when they're not even playing well, Alex, are still putting a shift in for their team, eh?
You could throw in Alfie into that mix as well, Lux.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we start. We start defending for the front. As soon as we're losing that ball, I think it's less than 10 seconds, actually, Alan. I think it's like 5 or 6 seconds.
I was being generous.
Yeah. But you know what we mean. If we win the ball high up the park, then we've got better chances to score. So listen, the 5 changes that he made as well, Nene's seen that coming. But listen, the strength of squad is up.
What about the other stat that Big Stevie stole? There was only 2 players out the 11 finished the game against Hamilton who started against Benfica.
Absolutely, that's a great start. And Sir Stephen Davis didn't even make the bench.
I know.
That's how good we are. That guy was outstanding in Benfica. Kamara, outstanding on the bench, and let somebody else come in. I thought Aribo, Kent, Ruth, have absolutely brilliant performance.
Anyway, we've been joined by Big Dave for Edinburgh. Evening, big man.
Hello. All right, guys.
Hello, Big Davey. How you doing?
How you doing?
All right, no bad. Good show tonight, boys. Good show tonight.
Well, we've had an interesting result yesterday. We've had worse, son, didn't we?
Well, I went for 5. I was totally wrong, eh? No, what a performance. I agree with everything you have all said. Can't disagree with anything anybody said tonight. Especially Big Stevie there. Agree with everything he said. How Tav's not getting looked at for a cap for England. I mean, there's Trent injured now. He could be looking at Tav. He must be looking at him. He must be. The stats that he's put up the last few games, yeah.
If they're not looking at him, mate, it's pure arrogance that's stopping them from looking at him.
He's playing for nothing. He's playing out his skin now. His skin. He was a man of the match yesterday. I agree with the guys on all the top 3 players. I said top 3. Ruth, Tav and Kent. And see Jack and Borna as well. They had cracking first halves as well before. I know we was sub-Jack because obviously we wanted to see Zungu 4-0 up. And what a player he looked as well, didn't he?
He had a presence about him, didn't he?
Oh, aye. 40-yard passes, just cool as you like. He strolled about the park like Paul Pogba. You know what I mean?
I hope he's better than Pogba.
I think he's a bit better than him. Aye.
Come on, Dave. No, like Pop. No,
I think I'm better than Pogba.
Maybe Pogba 3 years ago.
Just the big long legs, you know what I mean? He just strolled about the park like it was like, you know what I mean? It was like a football in the play school, innit? In the park. It just took it like a duck to water. It was great. Everybody played their part. It was absolutely fantastic. Like, you know, we've been saying it for weeks, haven't we? Somebody's got to get a right doing, eh?
I reckon there's more to come.
When you come,
Oh, sir. We were just talking about James Tavernier. Big Dave must have heard me say earlier on that how's England not looking at the boy? I can't get my head around it, Dave. Dave, how are you, mate? How's Edinburgh?
Aye, no bad, mate. All right.
Do you take brown sauce in your chips, Biggin?
Salt and brown sauce, aye.
You're all right. You're hardcore, Dave.
The wife's Millwall. She's a salt and vinegar woman.
Oh, aye, a lock back. Cheats at me, a lock back and a fourth. Dave, what about Tav's stats? Top goal scorer in the SPL, 20 games in all competitions, 12 goals and 9 assists. Is that unbelievable?
Just to let you know, Stevie, Port Bears resigned for the show.
That's what I'm saying. That England squad, they've got about 3-4 right backs in the squad. What's his name? Trippier. They've even gave that Reece James for Chelsea.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, how's Tav no getting a call up before that Reece James? Come on, eh?
You know, Dave, I've often
he's had
thought...
about 4 games for Chelsea and he's got a call up, you know what I mean?
Aye. Sometimes
talking about Chelsea, I seen Chelsea scored the winner for the ladies' team against Tavernier yesterday. 2 games, 2 wins, no goals conceded. There's a trend happening in our club.
Aye, you were talking about goals conceded as well there. We've only conceded 1 goal at Ibrox all season, and that was at the last minute against Galatasaray.
Aye. I thought actually the 2 centre-halves done okay yesterday, considering they helped us at times get the ball, win it, and keep it moving. And Golson, and I'll go to Alex, no Alex Kelly, but Alex. I'll go to Alex number 1 first, and then I'll go to number 2 next. Golson's got this pass.
Demoted already.
No, you came in as number 2, you've stayed at number 2. Faith, don't.
Okay, I'll respect for my elders.
On top of the pops, isn't it?
Aye. Golson's got this pasties game which has improved. Let's just say about 50%. And what it's done is it means that teams are frightened to come up because we're putting the ball at the top. And his accuracy's improved, and he's looking a guy consistent every week. Yeah, he makes mistakes. Who doesn't play the game? It doesn't make a mistake, but he's consistently good for us every week. And maybe he's a better player than we all realised a year ago. Alex?
Yeah, you're right there. He's been outstanding. But I think now what you call it, he's got the players in about him. As I say, it's all about quality. If you're in that team 2 years ago and that, there were mistakes all over the place. Just happened, what do you call it, him being at the centre back. A lot of the goals, what do you call it, come off at him and Tavernier. Because look at Tavernier and all. He went through a torrid time. And look at him now, man. You're talking here about getting him an England cap. That's how much these guys come. You put quality on aside these guys. It just enhances their performances. Every one of them, by the way, are all credit. But the James Tavernier, I agree with you there and all. It's not because of his skill and his football that he wouldn't get an England cap. They just look at us up here, the other side of the border. They'd be looking, Hamilton's 8-0. It's got to be in Europe. That's when you call it, they'll take note. And that's what will happen. That's probably will get a cap.
He has cut it in Europe as well, whether we like it or not. He has done it. Alex Kelly?
Yeah, I concur with Alex number 1 there. I think Connor Golson actually his performance has been elevated onto a different level this year, and I'm afraid to say this because he doesn't have Katic next to him. He's got total confidence in the guy next to him. Up until last week, Hollander's not put a foot wrong, and he's got faith in just doing his own job. So he's concentrating his own job. See, he's spraying that ball about like Terry Butcher used to all the years ago. His range of passing is incredible now. How often he's finding the runner, Ryan Kent, or dropping it in for wee Alfie to run onto. But I tell you, Big Balogun coming into that team offers us something different as well for Hollander. I mean, Hollander's a really solid defender, but Balogun, when he picks it up and he drives into the midfield, nobody knows who to pick him up. And before you know it, he's in space. He's looking for a rebound. He's looking for Kent or slip it into wee Defoe. But I tell you, even though wee Defoe, I've got to give him a special mention. His link-up play was fantastic yesterday. He didn't score, but I tell you, he put it in a plate for 2 or 3 of their goals. So, brilliant, man.
They were all starting to laugh at him when the goals were getting in, weren't they?
They were so bad.
The ball was bouncing off the post in front of him, and you're going, you must have everything got, where did that ball go? The next minute it's in the net. Oh, no, him again.
Ox, can you mind last year when I think Alfie was on a double and looking for a hat trick and they substituted him, and Gerard Defoe was laughing at him?
That was up at Ross County. That was funny.
Aye, the roles were reversed yesterday. I think I think Alfie was having a chuckle at Jermaine yesterday.
Can I come in on that Goldson thing there?
Yes, mate.
I was just going to say, I think that last year, well, the first year he came up, and we know that he had an operation somewhere wrong with his heart, and last season was his first clear season, and you saw he was trying to do these long passes, and they weren't coming off, some of them, or most of them. They were zooming out the park or going straight through the goalkeeper and things like that, and you still get a wee bit of that, but this season he has indeed got the measure of the ball, so I would suggest this, and the way I term it is his match fitness, his eye-ball coordination is absolutely superb. He's going to make a couple of mistakes here and there, we know it and we'll accept it, but he's a completely different player to the one that came 2 years ago. Really different player. He's a man that's full of confidence and full of a bit of character and tells everybody what to do. At any time, he'll tell them what to do. You up there, you move there, and so on and so forth. You're right about this difference in partners, because he's got Helander and or Balogun as partner, and I think he'll prefer either of those two to play with him. I think so. There'll be no any arguments anyway, let's put it that way.
Aye, that's a fair comment, Bridge. The competition for places is a good thing. It drives people on as well, and the consistency. Once you get consistency, Alan, the two guys that don't seem to get dropped is Tav and Goldson. Do you think that's because they're not involved in international football?
I think that could possibly be the case. I think because I'm not involved with the English team or any other international team, I think that's why they don't get dropped. Because when you've got players going away, manager's always going to sit there. He's going to analyse each game playing, make sure that his own boys get injured. But he doesn't need to worry about Tav or Goldson going away. But going back to this issue about Tav getting a call up, I think I'm being selfish here. I'm glad he's not getting a call up, because then that's another one where you think Tav's going away to play. He might get injured coming back. Is it maybe a couple of extra games too much per season for Tav to play? The Tav will play any game whatsoever. As long as he can stand and run, Tav will play that game. But you just hope that there's not that one extra game that really it tires him out, because he's always sorely missed. That time where he was off, I think it was his appendix, when he was off and not playing for us, you felt the difference. You didn't have that attacking capability. But Golson's passing, I'm absolutely amazed, but it gives us an extra string on that fiddle. Should we be maybe under pressure with an attacking team, he gets hold of the ball, looks up, sees maybe Ken or Morelos, whoever it is playing up the front, lays up a ball to that. It cuts out the midfield, and it just leaves it for the forwards against their defenders. His passing this season has been absolutely amazing, and hopefully I think we'll grab a couple of extra goals through his passing like that.
If you were to stop the season this now, and I'll just go down the panel, who would be the player of the year for you? Big Stevie for the drum?
That's a quite hard one, because they're all playing, they're all playing really good. But I would have to say Tav. I would have to say Tav. We stats.
Foxy's getting all excited. Alex, number one?
I'd say James Tavernier as well. He's outstanding. His performances and then his stats. The goals, he's top goal scorer right back.
Fox has just messaged me. I'm loving this, he says.
I see that.
Carry on, Alex.
Really cool. His stats. He's a top goal scorer, the right back we've got. Fantastic. There's two or three different candidates, but he's definitely, I'd say James Tavernier.
Alex, number two?
It's hard to disagree. But you could put up a case for about half a dozen of them, right enough. But at this moment in time, I would say Tavernier's the standout candidate.
All right. Bridgman?
I can't say 100% for Tavernier. I would say that I'm down to three. I would go for Goldson, Davis and Tavernier.
Okay, no a bad selection there. Big Dave.
Before I give you my answer, could I just say something about the recruitment?
Yes, mate.
How good has the recruitment been under Gerrard? When we could put out 11 players on that park, 11 top-class players, it cost under £1 million. A first team, with the free transfers that we've had, and obviously the 50 grand for Kamara, 250 for Tavernier. What was Edmondson, 600,000? We could put out a first team 11, it cost under £1 million, and it'd still be a team good enough to beat Celtic. How good's the recruitment been? And my answer to that is Tav.
Tav. Alan?
It's a hard one. It's like everybody's mentioned. There's so many of them. But that's the player of the year. If they're going to give out the golden deck chair, I think McLaughlin and McGregor should get a golden deck chair.
Yeah, I mean, I understand your Tavernier, but I would have went for Haji myself.
What backer? Brilliant.
So if people want to join us for the last half an hour, what's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. You've brought in a call with Foxhole School Blue. Phone up, hang up, and we will phone you back. Tav for fullback. Guys in midfield. No Davis, no Kamara, no Morelos, no Hollander. Second half, no Jack, no Barisic. And we just keep rolling. Dave mentioned recruitment. It's a great point. But before we do that, we've been joined by Andy Leeds. Evening, Andy.
Hello, boys. How we doing? Everybody seems very happy. I wonder why.
When did you cash out?
I didn't have knocking on, did I? How you doing, Alec? Fantastic performance, that right enough from every one of them. From the guys that started to the guys that came on and finished. As I said on Sunday, I thought the disappointment of what happened there in Europe, you could see that, but they actually took it into the game, albeit being Hamilton, we actually took it in there. No feeling sorry for ourselves. Keep our feet on the ground here, go forward, go through the gears even better. Teams are not going to want the players. Gerrard's got an headache picking a team, but I'll tell you what, the opposing teams that are playing us, because they usually have a pattern, well, Rangers are going to play such and such. Well, their managers don't know, so they're bamboozled before they start. And then once we set about them, it's game on, isn't it? Game all over if we play like that. I'm not convinced that we're going to go past 8. I mean, that is a lot of goals. I think we'll spank teams nearer that score, but 8's a lot of goals. You know, we'll have bigger games than them. So, but if we just keep winning, keep playing like we're doing, can't get anything there. They're buying into it. I think what happened to us last season, the way that we imploded, I think the Gerrard and Walter and Graham being up there, I think they've got into them. And I think they're buying into it now. And the one thing that Sooner said to Stevie, get out there and win trophies and the rest will follow. And I think that Gerrard's imparting all this into the players. And I think, we keep our feet in the ground, go one game at a time, because, there's going to be a hit round the corner. Let's not kid ourselves. It's how we bounce back from that, but I'm pretty convinced we can. I don't think that would set us back like it would have done in the last 2 seasons. So I think, personally myself, I think everything's good. I can't see a problem at the minute.
No, great point you make about trying to pick the team with a headache. What a problem we have, Big Steve here.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. The manager said it himself, and the caller said there the now. I mean, managers are bamboozled about what team he's going to come, what Rangers team's going to run out of tunnel. I mean, look at us. Look at the years we've supported Rangers. None of us can get the team. None of us. You ask us what the team's going to be against Aberdeen, none of us will probably get it right. That's just strength and depth and everybody pulling the one way, and it's just absolutely fantastic, man.
We're in a different place, quite quickly, Bridgeman, but you've got to keep your feet on the ground, and that's the job that the manager's got to do as well.
Oh yes, the manager and his coaching staff have got a real task on their hands, making sure we are up for the game, but at the same time not too high. They've got to make sure our feet are on the ground, and the next game matters. Every game matters, and it's an individual game. Keep it going like that all the way. And how do they do that? And how do they manage the players and make sure they're all fit and ready and on top of their game? And then make sure they're all happy. And maybe some of them have to be persuaded. You need to drop out this week, so let so and so in. Not that nonsense. So really difficult stuff for management. But seriously, our manager is just high quality, top class.
Okay, we'll change the subject. The boy Zungu came in, made his debut. But it was a comfortable game. It's really smart management for me, making the substitution at half time. Alan, we'll go to you first. First impressions, we'll go down the panel. I know most of these have mentioned them, but just to get it as a collective. Alan? Come off of mute. Press that button. Right, we'll go to Big Dave. Oh, there we go, Alan.
Sorry, guys. Keeps on hitting my face there. Well, that was his first game. I thought he'd been there for years. He slotted in brilliant. He knew the role. So much more to his game, I think. But he took it in his strides. And I liked the tackle they done to the Hamilton player, but down at the line where the boy just bounced off him. He looks quite solid. So I think he's going to be a great acquisition by us.
Mm-hmm. Big Dave.
Aye. He looks the part. I think he's going to be a great signing. I just watch the big long legs and then they get broken, when he's flying into the tackles, No, he looks a player. Definitely looks a player. But it's only 45 minutes, so
Aye, well, first impressions.
Let's see a bit more of him,
Aye, first impressions, mate. Andy?
Yeah, definitely right time to introduce him. He looked like he's got a pass going forward. He looks like he's got a bit of dig. Like you say, only 45 minutes, but the looks like he should be able to settle in there. What I've seen to him there, he looks steady on the ball. With the team playing the way they are, it's a good time for him to come into the team and put his marker down. Where we're going to play him and who's going to drop out for him is going to be Stevie G's big problem, isn't it? But he's going to have that problem with all the players that he's got in that squad at the minute. But it's good going forward. Yeah, I think he'll be a hit.
Alex, number 2.
I was waiting on number 1 going first there. No, listen, no bad time to come on your debut. Your team's winning 4-0, and it's basically a stroll in the park. But the first impressions is he looks a class act, and he's going to be fitting right in our team. Listen, Gerard's been chasing him for over a year now, and he's got a brilliant deal. Again, credit to Ross Wilson and whoever was behind that deal as well. He's got a chance to look at him a wee bit similar to Hadji before we put the kind of the money on the table to go and buy him. So it's just it gives Gerard a different option again now. I think that the Zungu might be used more in European games because we haven't been at the foreigner and what have you, just the French league. The European style of football might suit him better, but what another brilliant option to put on the park in case he needs him for domestic games.
Alex, number 1.
Yeah, he certainly looks a player. It's great man management skills to bring him on there for the second half. He just fit into the team, no problem. Normally when guys come on for their debuts and that, you can see a wee bit overexcited. Now, this guy was unbelievable, his passing skills. His presence is there as well. And I think he'll be a great addition to the team. It's got a bit of dilemma and that, a good headache for Stevie Gerrard and that, but they chased the guy long enough to get him. So he's definitely got the football and that. And he'll just, as I say, he'll be a great addition to the team.
Big Stevie?
I'm going to say a wee bit different. He's got the same hairdo as Hugo Egiog. He's got the strength of Basil Bowley. And he takes brood sausage chips the same as Big Dave for Edinburgh. The way I'm looking, I'm agreeing with Big Dave. Big Dave's right. We've not seen a lot of him, but let's be honest, guys. He was very, very comfortable when he came on. He strolled about, had the tackle, a few 40-yard passes. So far so good, but we've not seen enough. I've got to agree with Big Dave. But he's looking as if he's going to be a good one, and By the way, honestly, get your popcorn in, guys. This is going to be good. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm just so delighted for the Rangers.
If you get that popcorn maker, will you be selling boxes of popcorn?
I certainly will. And everybody in Rangers Radio is welcome. I'll put it this way, Ox. Everybody that works on Rangers Radio can come and get it. So it'll only be me, you, mate. No.
What we're getting that Zungu for? $2.5 million, is it, Oxdear? The right to buy. Is it $2.5 million?
Sounds like a deal that Maggie Thatcher put in place for your
Aye, it could be another bargain, you know what I mean? Could be another bargain.
I think there's an option on both sides. This seems to be very popular in football. And it makes sense for both parties. You have a look and then you see if it suits bases. It's going to work against you sometimes. Guys are going to walk away. But you're going to maybe miss out on some draws. You know, good idea, I think. I don't know what you think, Bridgeman.
As far as Zungu's concerned, he looks a bit of business. You know, one thing I have to say, and I dare say that every Rangers fan feels the same, I wish I'd been at Ibrox to see it, because it really looked good. What he did, well, it looked really, really clever. And he managed to stroll. When I say stroll, he's strolling quite fast, because he's quite a fast runner. So he's got a good pace on him, by the look of him. And my goodness, he loves to pass a ball, and he gets involved. He's a midfielder, a true midfielder. No a party partner. He's a real midfielder. So I think you'll find that young lad, if he wishes, he could do great things. He needs to listen to what the manager and the management team are saying to him and tell him what to do. I don't see him walking into the team as quickly as a lot of folk do. You might find he gets another couple of halves. I don't mean drink, that is. A couple of halves of playing before he gets a chance to get out there, because there's got roughly a fortnight to go before the next game, so he'll be involved in the bench for another 3 or 4 games probably, and then you're going to see him starting, and by that time he should be hopefully up to speed and a wee bit of match fitness in him. I really hope he does it and he comes in, because we're going to have some midfield. There's going to be some competition for places in our midfield. Just fantastic. Well played, Mr. Zunga.
It's about getting the blend right. So he's going to find it hard to get a jersey the way everybody's playing this now, because arguably we're two most consistent midfielders this season. Didn't even come on the park at the weekend. Big Dave.
I know. Aye. Kamara and Davis, I take it you're talking about. Aye, I know it's a beautiful problem to have, isn't it? I mean, you must wake up in the morning and go, what's my midfield got to be today? It doesn't matter what I pick right enough, they're all playing brilliant, so I'll just put their names in a hat and I'll pull out 3. Maybe that's what he does do, eh?
I don't know.
But it's a great problem to have, isn't it? It's a brilliant problem to have. It doesn't matter, as he says, it doesn't matter who you pitch out the park. They're playing well every week.
We miss his G-line next to him. I'm sure that'll not be his first spot in the morning.
You can put money on that.
I think he lets Jimmy Bell pick the midfield. No matter who they put in, Big Dave's right. No matter who they put in, it's top quality. It's coming in guys in it. You know, it's Ryan Jack-Roy. I mean, he's starting to show a bit of quality, real top quality again. His breaking the play up and everything else. And you're talking about Stevie Davis, man. Come on. Mace cap player in the British Isles. Absolutely immense. Kamara, 50 grand. £1 off each head. It sits in Ibrox Stadium. £1, 50 grand. Unbelievable. And now you've got Big Zunga. A Zungawe. Oh, absolutely brilliant, man. Oh, absolutely.
The lion sleeps tonight.
Did you manage to sell that mask?
Oh, That'll be getting used for a bank robbery up in Postal shortly.
Ox.
Yes.
Can I just put a shout out for that young boy that came on there yesterday with such passion in his voice and all that? I just want to tell him if he's listening to hold tight here now, because he's there with all these young guys that are about to come, and they'll have their history and they'll have their stories to tell long down the line when we're past it and all that, and they'll have their memories. I'm pretty sure this team's going to give these young boys.
Are you talking about a young boy came on? It was 18 yesterday.
Yes, with such passion in his voice and all that. I'm very proud of him. And I'd just like to say to him, just hold tight there with you and all your young Army Rangers fans that are coming up behind us. You'll have your day. And
is that Bathgate Bear?
Your story. Yeah, that's the guy.
Don't you worry, mate. He wasn't much younger than me, so I'll look after him.
If he's listening, I hope he just stays tall there, because it's coming for him. Hopefully Gerard and his team will do this for him, and they'll have their history and their stories to tell, like we have of ours. Very good caller, that good young lad. That made me feel proud to see guys like that coming up, with that such passion and that, puts me back to my day. Very fun, very, very good caller.
Obviously comes from good stock, the boy,
Yes.
Yep.
All Rangers fans come from good stock, Ox.
Can I just say to the boy, I was 18 when Souness signed for Rangers, so he's 18, Gerard signed for Rangers, so you've got the good days to come, pal.
You were 18 when Souness signed for Rangers?
1968. You're
I was born in 1968, so I was 18 when Souness arrived at Ibrox.
Wow.
Come on, Dave, you've got to count the years you went to school, mate. I'm not having that, Big Stevie. I'm not having that stat.
I think Big Dave's prone to a wee porky pie.
Guys, I think we need to get started on him, I'll tell you. I think we need to get started on him.
I think we need to see him. I think we need birth certificates for that one, Alex.
Dave, they're after you now, pal. They're after you, Dave. They're after you.
Fox is just he's sure that was the 1868.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, dear.
Now, that was the Wild West. That was the Wild West, mate, 1868.
How the West was won.
Aye, that's it.
David Crockett.
That was you're right, mate. We've been fortunate, but then again, if you were 18 when Souness came in, you'd a similar 9 years to what that boys had. We never competed in the league, did we?
Exactly. But you mean the 9 years before it? Aye.
So every generation, bad times and.
Exactly. I said that the other night on the radio. We've all had the good times and the bad times. We've all had it. No matter what age you are.
But hopefully this is a good time coming for the young team. I think that's the point that Andy's making. Big Stevie.
Oh, so I see what you're talking about, young team. Can I give a wee shout out to the UB, the Union Bird boys, because the wee tribute they done for the fallen there, they went round every stadium and they left a wee tribute at every stadium, and it was absolutely fantastic. And well done to the boys for their dedication and their loyalty and what they've done for the fallen. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know if any of the Bears on here have seen it, but it was a wee tribute called Sing for the Boys, and it was absolutely fantastic. Well done to the Union Bears.
Here.
Yeah.
And I also paid tribute to our own Mr. Fox, who put our tribute yesterday together. A sterling job.
That was a really good one. Yeah, well done, Foxy boy. Well done.
Yes. And it's poignant because obviously he was at Passchendaele, Fox. All right. To be fair, he was on his way back from Amsterdam and ended up in Passchendaele, but that's another story.
Oh, I love it. I have to admit, though, I don't think I could ever be in a young team, that's for sure. A long time ago since I was involved in a young team. Oh, these terminology, it's terrible. That's that Big Stevie.
Passchendaele massage parlour he went into, you know.
I believe you've mentioned Zungu's hair, but I believe he went into the barbers and asked for a fox and ended up with that one.
Asked for a fox.
Ended up with a top and tail.
Right, who have we not mentioned? We've mentioned pretty much the whole team.
Barker.
Well, Barker came in.
That is back.
Some people have mentioned it, but everybody think that Ruth is starting to show, and his movement was pretty good yesterday, and a team player, and his goals per minute, Ibrox. I'm sure Stato will check that out. His goals per minute at Ibrox has been excellent in such a short time. His goal yesterday, the second goal for me, really pleased me. I didn't think he had that in his locker. Big Dave. And then we'll go to Alex, number one.
Aye, it was some leap. But you're talking about his second goal there. What about the one where he took Dunphy over the, where he swiveled? He took it on his toe, controlled it, turned, and just passed it to Aribo. And Aribo put it in just under the bar. That wasn't easy to do that. That was some control. That was coming out of his shoulder, But aye, and it was some leap. He got up. He got up like Haley there, didn't he? Great goal.
I didn't think he had. To be fair, I didn't think that he had that in his locker. Alex, number one. I didn't think he had the gold fees in off in his locker.
That's certainly. I think that's his best game in a Rangers jersey.
Here.
What do you call it? The goals you say, the leap for the header. Unbelievable. And what Big Dave said, what do you call it? That third goal he made for Aribo. For to bring that ball in the byline, that was somebody a bit of skill there as well. This guy's got it. And we're just fortunate enough to have him as well. And he's another string to the ball. You can play him up front, out in the wing. Ideal. Certainly think that's his best performance.
We've got some options up front, haven't we?
Andy for Leeds, I believe he played the same team as Bruno Alves at Leeds.
Fuck, I knew that was coming.
Andy, what's your language?
I know. It just come out there right enough.
He upsets you.
I've not had that for a wee while, but I might have got away with that. But here we go again. That's the start of the downfall again. Actually, the Ruth guy, as Young's always said, because like I say, he watches a lot of English football and all that, and he's good with his feet and he's good with his head. He's a very intelligent player, and I think the only problem we've got with Ruth is if we can keep him fit and going, I think he could do a lot of damage around that box. He'll get you all different kinds of goals. If something ever comes on, ask him about it. He'll tell you he was quite up on him, and that bloody son-in-law that set me up with what was his name? Did you say?
Don't say it.
I thought I got away with that to the end of the night. I thought just moving out here, lovely. There we go.
Alan, and you come, mate.
Get off your mute.
Come on, Al. We'll move on to.
Sorry about that.
Okay, you idiot.
Yeah, I know. It's my big chin that keeps on smacking off the phone. But Ruth's goal, he took it well. It was a hard ball to take, especially when they had to kind of arch his back the way to make contact with the ball and redirect into the goal.
Yep. Big Stevie, believe it or not, mate, we've reached that time in the evening before we go to bridge, big man.
You're joking, are you? That's not it.
That is the time, mate.
Oh, man. Well, listen, thanks for having me again, Ox. Thanks to you, Bridge and Fox and Rangers Radio for a platform for the Aura boys. We're all happy days. And thanks for having me, buddy. Absolutely brilliant. Some great crack and a brilliant platform for the Bears.
Well done, Stevie. Well done.
Bridge, man.
Can I just say, as far as Ruth's concerned, you're starting to see
Bridge, man. We've reached that time of the evening, Bridge.
Yes. I just want to say.
We've reached that time of the evening.
Right, okay. To all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, every single one is, Jolly night tonight. Really, really good. A great result yesterday. Everybody, just keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us, including Ruth. Keep it going.
12 sleeps to go.
Can I thank all the callers tonight? Some excellent lines, some great positivity. Can I thank Bridge and Big Stevie for the drum for joining the show at the start, and Fox for Old School Blue for doing the technicals in the background. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers, where Southside Bear will be joining us on the panel. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Well, I've felt more like singing the blues when Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. When McAvaney scored the first, the beggars thought it was the first of many. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. It didn't take long to realise when Super Ali equalised. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Then up stepped Super A. It was a 30-yarder all the way. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, I've never felt more like singing the blues when Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Then Andrews claimed he couldn't see when Super Ali made it 3. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. The Ibrox fans, well, they wanted more when Kevin Drinkle made it 4. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, I've never felt more like singing the blues when the Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, Ibrox Park, it came alive when the bold Mark Walters, he made it 5. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. When Bella McNeil went home that night, he said to his wife, the Celtic are shy. Oh, Rangers, cha-cha-cha-cha, you got me singing the blues. Well, I never felt more like singing the blues when Rangers put 5 past Dean Andrews. Oh, Rangers, you got me singing the blues. You got me singing the blues.